Our first guest tonight is an Emmy-nominated actor you know from his work in the Harry Potter franchise, Miracle Workers, and Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. He is currently starring in Merrily We Roll Along at the Hudson Theater on Broadway through July 7th. Please welcome back to the show our friend Daniel Radcliffe, everybody. I'm so impressed. Look at you. You have all this energy, and then right after this, you have to go and do your Broadway show.
I know, yeah.
Conserve your energy, Daniel.
I don't need to conserve my energy. It's really, when people come and see the show, they're like, oh, you must be so tired. And I'm like, I'm really not. Like, it's very... I think if I was doing a show that I hated for a long time, that would be very draining. But, like, we love it, a sickening amount. So I'm
and I imagine, too, there's an excitement from the audience that you feed off when you walk on stage.
Absolutely. I mean, we are so lucky to have the kind of crowds that we've been getting, and the responses from audiences have been just like amazing. So we are very, very spoiled over that.
This is at the time when it first came out, this was a play that did not work, a Stephen Sondheim musical that did not have a very long run.
Yeah.
And now this is working this time, and it must be, you all must feel, I don't know, it must feel like an honor to have made this Sondheim musical that deserved better actually finally land with an audience.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fascinating documentary that I would recommend everyone watch called The Best Worst Thing That Ever Happened about the original show, which is a really great, like, insight into why things went the way they did. But yeah, we're just, I don't want to, like... Because I think there's a lot of recency bias in how we talk and how the show is talked about. And everyone's like, you're the definitive version. It's like, well, there's going to be other great versions of the show. And if we can be a part of showing that this show is wonderful and it is a great thing that, you know, many people can do many great versions of, then we're very happy to be a part of that.
It's a friendship between three people told in reverse over 20 years. So it does have, I mean, the entry point of it does immediately sound a little confusing.
Yes, I guess so. Although it doesn't, like, it's the one thing I tell everybody before they come is it goes backwards.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know that piece of information, you'll pick it up, but they might have the first few scenes, you might go, wait, they seem to just be really angry at each other. Why are they all friends again now? And I did have one friend who apparently was sitting in the audience and heard somebody in the row in front of them, when they got to the last scene of the play, go, it's going backwards. Which I did. I felt, what a bewildering 2 hours it must have been for that person.
Before I ask more about the show, I do want to, yesterday was your day off, Broadway's day off.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you caught a peek at the eclipse.
I did, yes.
You
it was
did?
Very exciting.
All right, I'm glad to hear it.
I was doing am I allowed to say that we do pre-interviews? I was doing the pre-interview for this show, and then I said, no, we don't. This is all there. But and then I said, like, we've got to go. We both have to watch the eclipse. And it was great. It was I had stupidly not realized that I kind of saw where the path of the totality was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, we're not in that, so I guess we don't see any eclipse. Not realizing that we still get like 95 or whatever percent it was. So yeah, it was really cool.
I'm a completist. If it wasn't 100%, I wasn't interested.
Nah, it's not an eclipse.
95% to me is like all sun.
Yeah, I'm all about...
That's the whole sun.
I can't wait. Yeah, South Dakota 2042 or whatever the next one is.
Oh, let's
we're
do
going to
it.
be there.
You'll be doing regional theater.
Yes.
And, yeah.
We do Merrily Roll Along there.
Between Off-Broadway and the Broadway run of this show, your child was born.
Yes.
Very exciting. And
Very
so...
Thank you.
Based on that, I'm assuming Sondheim has been a big part of their lives.
It has, yeah. It's, you know, I have one song in the show which is like a patter song, and it's very fast and lyrically kind of intricate, called Franklin Shepherd Inc. And my philosophy with that song has always been that I need to learn it well enough that I could do it standing in a hurricane with people shouting at me. And a good simulation of that is, can you do it while holding your newborn child?
Yeah.
And it was actually, there's a lot of weird noises in the song, so he actually really, like, enjoyed that, I think. Or he, you know, enjoyed it as much as he enjoyed anything at 4 months old. And then, and the true challenge, though, was there's a song at the end of the show which is called Our Time, which is just an incredibly beautiful song, and it is impossible to sing that with your newborn son without bursting into tears several times. It is, but yeah, it's lovely. And you know, I think he's, you know, you start him young on Sondheim, so he's going to grow up with it.
I worry that when he goes to like the first baby music class and they're doing like Old MacDonald, he's like, this song sucks.
This is
this song is very repetitive. Nothing new. There's no new information.
He loves Old MacDonald. He just got into Old MacDonald, and he does a really good like at completely the wrong moments. It's great.
Oh, he never does it at the right time.
Never does it at the right time. We start saying, "Oh, MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-O," and then we start to get into what the cow does, and he's just going, "Yeah." It's lovely.
We had to go in the other day where my 2.5-year-old, it was the 6-year-old's birthday, and she was singing "Happy Birthday," but never getting to the name. So it was just like, "Happy birthday to you," and then that over and over. And we're like, somebody unplug her.
See, these are the moments that, like, it sounds terrible, but at the time, you're like, God, you're adorable.
Oh, it's the best.
Like, yeah, it's the best, yeah.
Now, but you also, your parents played Sondheim for you, which is a little uncommon.
I guess so. I didn't realize that not everybody was listening to Sondheim on road trips. But there was a lot of Sondheim in the car, not particularly Merrily We Roll Along, because of the way that show started, it didn't get like, the kind of cult status in England that it did over here, I think. But Company was played in the car constantly, and I love that score. Company, Follies, I mean, and also just a lot of like Kander and Ebb, so a lot of Chicago, a lot of Cabaret. Chicago terrified me as a child before I had seen it. Cell Block Tango, I was like, these women are gonna kill me. But I feel very fortunate, and it is a very cool thing to now be doing Sondheim on stage, and they've come and seen me in the show, and yeah, it really is lovely.
You like to know when your parents are coming.
Yes.
But you don't like to know when, say, friends or celebrity guests, I guess, are coming.
Celebrity, or even, like, generally, I don't like to know when friends are in if I can avoid it, but there's normally a practical reason that you have to, because you're gonna see them after. But with like, we had Martin Short and Meryl Streep came to the show the other day, and every time, like, a joke didn't land, I was like, Martin Short just saw you blow that. So, like, I really prefer to, I prefer to not know when people are in. But when my mum and dad are in, it's like, I can't screw up, and they're gonna love it. I could do my worst show ever, and they will love it.
That's the best kind of parents.
Yeah,
you need that because then you know, then they can go tell Marty Short. You know what usually goes better.
It's funny because sometimes my dad, like most people say, if you say to them, "Oh, the audience tonight was like a little bit like not as vocal or whatever," people kind of go, like, "Oh no, they were great. It was great. People loved it." And a couple of times ago, my dad came and I said, "The audience seemed to not be as into it tonight," and he was like, "No, they weren't, were they?" It was weird.
I have both a supportive dad and also one who would say exactly that.
Yeah, great.
They were a little soft. I'm like,
Yeah.
What about your director told you, suggested, I should say, you make eye contact with audience members?
Well, this was particular. So for the first number of the show, we all come out, and it's one of the only songs that the whole company's on stage, and we are singing sort of facing out to you, the audience. And when we were off Broadway, it was a 200-seater house, so the front row, I'm here, the front row is there. And you would sometimes come out and start making eye contact with people, and you see people being like, "No, I don't want to see that." But a thing that I enjoy doing now, because it is inherently awkward to like sing at somebody, I find. I like to pick, and also when you're in a bigger theatre, you can't really see past a certain point. But what you can see is binoculars. You can see just the reflection or the rims of binoculars. So I love finding one pair of binoculars in the balcony and just making constant, uncomfortable eye contact with them through. And the other day I felt like this was a real, some sort of victory, even though I'm sorry if you're that person watching. But I stared at them and I just saw the binoculars go, ooh. Like get lowered gradually.
It's like somebody it's like a sniper rifle. All of a sudden, somebody turning and going.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a lot more to ask you. We'll be back with Daniel right after this.